Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Diplomat's Desk. I am your host Shah. Today we are diving into a big question into the global energy markets. Can US crude oil become a major source for India? India is the world's third largest oil importer, buying over 80% of its crude from abroad. For years, most of that has come from the Middle East and more recently from Russia. But now, as Western sanctions squeezes Russian oil and trade talks with Washington heat up, the United States is making a strong pitch to capture a bigger slice of India's energy market. Let's break down the numbers, the politics and the economics and what this shift could mean for the India's energy future. Right now, Russia remains India's top supplier, shipping about 1.6 to 1.8 million barrels per day. That's roughly one third of all India's crude imports, a huge jump from less than 1% before the Ukraine war. Meanwhile, imports from the US have quietly surged. In the first half of 2025, Indian refiners imported around 270,000 barrels per day from America, up more than 50% year on year. And in October, that figure spiked even higher, close to 6 lakh barrels per day, the highest since 2021. So the trend is clear. Indian refiners are testing US barrels, but the key question is, can it compete on price? Let's do the math. At the start of November, Brent crude, the global benchmark, was trading around $64.85 a barrel, while WTI, the US benchmark, sat slightly lower at $61.04. Sounds cheaper, right? But not so fast. Shipping US oil to India costs about $3 per barrel compared to just 70 cents from the Middle East. That freight gap often erases the price advantage. Then comes quality. Middle Eastern oil, think Arab light and Arab heavy, contains more sulfur and suits India's refineries better. US crude like WTI is lighter and yields more naphtha, which some Indian plants cannot fully utilize. So even if the headline price looks good, the landed cost after freight and refining adjustments often ends up higher than the Middle Eastern supplies. Now the politics. Last month, the US Treasury sanctioned Russia's top two oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil, accusing them of fueling Moscow's war in Ukraine. That makes financing and shipping Russian crude riskier for Indian banks and insurers. At the same time, Washington is nudging India to buy more American oil. Commerce Secretary Rajesh Agrawal even said India has room to add $14 to $15 billion worth of extra US energy imports each year. And here is the twist. Some in Washington are hinting that if India boosts US oil purchases, it could help remove certain tariffs currently imposed on Indian exports. So for New Delhi, it's not just about oil, it's also about trade leverage and diplomatic balance. So what does this mean going forward? If Russian oil faces more sanctions and Middle Eastern prices stay firm, US crude could fill that gap, but only if it's cost competitive. For India, it's all about energy security and diversification. Buying from multiple sources like Russia, Middle East, and the United States gives it flexibility and bargaining power. However, until freight's cost drop or WTI trades at a deeper discount to Brent, US crude will remain more of a strategic supplement rather than a replacement. Refiners will keep cherry picking American cargoes when the economics make sense, but the Middle East and Russia for now will continue to dominate India's import mix. In short, geopolitics may open the door, but economics will decide who walks through it. US oil is making inroads into India, but it needs to be cheaper, faster, and logistically easier to truly compete. Thanks for watching this. If you find this analysis insightful, hit like, share, and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, will US crude become a big player in India's energy story by 2027? See you in the next one.